Okay, this is about how we learn, and we learn stuff because of this amazing organ here called the brain. Now, the brain is full of these things. It's full of neurons or brain cells, and we have billions of these, and they connect up together, and we'll talk about those connections in just a moment. And brain cells or neurons have a similar sort of structure where they have a long thin bit here called the axon, which enables a message to go from one place to another, and they also have these branchy bits which enable one neuron to connect with, and what we call synapse with, literally thousands of other neurons. Now, I mentioned the connections. Now, the point that a neuron or two neurons, connect together is called a synapse. The synapse is actually the gap in between first neuron, second neuron. So a message, electrochemical signal gets to the end of the first neuron, and that may cause a chemical called a neurotransmitter to diffuse across that gap, which might excite or inhibit the next neuron. So this is how neurons connect up together. And there's a common phrase that's used in neuroscience, which is those that fire together, wire together. The more often these neurons are connecting together and sending messages to one another, the stronger those connections become. And it doesn't make any difference whether we're learning new knowledge or deepening our understanding, whether we're developing our skills, or whether we're learning to change our attitude. All types of learning involve networks, and there's a diagram here showing different neural networks in the brain. Networks of brain cells fire together, synapse, communicate, connect with one another, and the more frequent, the more often that firing is, the stronger those connections become. So this is why we get better at stuff over time. This helps us to understand this idea of a growth mindset, that belief that we can change and improve over time. We can change our attitudes, we can change our skills, we can deepen our knowledge over time. We all get better at stuff through purposeful practice, because the more times we do stuff, the more times we practice things, the stronger the connections in the brain for the networks that are involved in those types of learning. Thank you very much for listening.